How does your analysis differ from what the CBO is doing or the Treasury Department's doing? How do you piece this together?
Very close. We do a daily analysis. The team we have here, headed by Shia Kabis, does a daily analysis of all the Treasury statements. We've been doing this for about 7 or 8 years now. So CBO, the Department of Treasury, and us at BPC, I think we all agree late September, the Congress really has to act, and something early in October, depending on the impact of Harvey. Could be a day or two early, but that's where we are. Early to mid-October. September activity absolutely necessary. I
don't want to infuse too many politics into the natural disaster we're seeing unfold here in Texas, but you bring up Tropical Storm Harvey. What effect could that have here? Could that make this more untenable, make Congress more willing to get this done because of the complications they're having to deal with in Texas?
I think Congress is going to be much more anxious to get all of this done. The big player in all of this is going to be the president, and he has a very consequential decision to make. Is he going to insist on the wall between Mexico and America and the United States to the extent that he would veto a continuing resolution, in other words, continuing spending, which has to be passed by the 1st of October? Or would he say, okay, look, I'll take a short-term spending bill, a short-term debt extension because of what's happened in Texas? And I think it's an unknowable answer right now, whether the president will say, I want that wall, despite what's happened in Texas because of Harvey.
I'm going to pull up a chart here on the Bloomberg. I'll describe it to you because I know you can't see it. It's #BTV9426. It's a chart going back several decades, just looking at the U.S. debt ceiling over time, and you see it take a precipitous rise here over these last couple of decades, now at 19.8 trillion. Am I right in saying it seems like we're reaching this point more frequently than we did in the past? We're having to wrestle with raising the debt ceiling more than we did in years past.
Oh, yes, and it's all demography. I mean, let's be honest about it. America's getting older, more people applying for disability, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. We have a serious problem that Congress has refused to confront for the past 20 years. We know that from the Social Security trustees and all they've said about Social Security and Medicare. Those are the things that are really happening that caused this debt to go up, despite the sequester caps, despite all the fights we've had over these so-called continuing spending bills. That's the smallest part of the budget and probably the least problematic. The biggest part is what Congress and the president don't want to touch.